Uh-huh. Fuck that cup in particular. Fuck that cup. Uh-huh. Fuck that cup and everything is that. Fuck that particular cup. I said, oh, fuck that cup in particular. Fuck that cup, that particular cup. I said, fuck that cup in particular. Yeah. That particular cup, I said fuck that cup in particular. Fuck that cup, that particular cup. I said oh, fuck that cup in particular. Oh, break it down now. Yeah, break it down on the ground. Oh no. Yeah. Bad man from a bad fucking guy, from a bad fucking system. We gotta destroy that shit. Just gonna break it all down, man. Fuck that cup. Man, fuck that cup. Man, fuck that cup. Man, fuck that cup. Man, fuck that cup. Fuck that cup. Man, fuck that cup. Man, fuck that cup. Man, fuck that cup. And everything is stand for. Fuck that cup in particular. Man, fuck that cup. And everything is stand for. Fuck that cup in particular. That cup and everything is stand for. Fuck that cup in particular. Man, fuck that cup and everything is stand for. Fuck that cup in particular. Ha!
Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Joe and Martin Show. Today I'm here with Guilty Pleasure, so can you guys introduce yourselves?
My name is Bruno, I play bass.
My name is David and I play the guitar.
My name is Gage and I'm the drummer.
I'm Harley, I sing.
So how did you guys all make find each other and make the band?
So I guess it all started when Bruno and I we know each other from high school. So we just we hung out. We knew we played instruments, but we never got to get together and play. Mm-hmm. But then in college we started playing together, and during the coronavirus we started playing more, and we would play with we would jam with like drummers and stuff. But we had really bad drummers. You want to tell them about?
Yeah, we had David plays at a church, and so one of the members of the church would play with us, but he never practiced. And we were playing this like steamy church building with no AC. And it was the worst thing ever. And we would play like at 12 p.m. because that's when the elders would let the church go. And then we were at a concert, and then we just met Gage. Like he was just there chilling, and then we were like,
I was coming down from Indiana.
Oh
so
yeah.
I here I am. I left for a year, came back, met these guys.
Yeah, and we were like.
It was at a Bummer Shed concert.
Yeah, exactly. It was a Bummer Shed.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And then we met up. We hang out. He bad tripped the first time that we.
No, they. You guys have a huge bong, bigger than I've ever used, and so I hit that shit, and it literally just destroyed me. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I was freaking out. Yeah, it was too much.
And then Harley, we met him in school. He was a classmate, and then he was like, "I sing." Like midway to the semester, he was like, "I actually sing." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then he's like, "We were like, come join our band," and then that's how we met.
Here we are.
Dang. Out of curiosity, how did you land up in the Valley? Because like it's so far away from like the rest of Texas. That's something I always get curious about.
Oh, I've actually always grown up here.
Oh, okay. You're from Indiana. I'm like,
sorry, I was only there for a year in Indiana.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Damn, no, the Valley's like again so far from like the triangle of Texas, which is like San Antonio, Dallas, Houston.
Yeah, no,
Austin,
it is pretty far, but honestly, it's a pretty tight community. I've
Mhm.
been here my whole life, so it's pretty awesome.
And which bummer show was it?
It was sometime last year, right?
Yeah.
Was it last year? I thought it was before
The year
last year.
before?
Probably.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
damn.
No, yeah.
We've been jamming
true.
for a while.
Wait, it is 2023. I'm still in 2022.
My mind's it's
No,
unknown.
yeah, 2
it was
years
an
ago.
unknown
Yeah, who
bummer
knows?
shit.
How did you guys eventually end up finding your sound?
I mean, we had I think the worst period for our music was like, we were trying so hard to be like one thing. We were trying so hard to be like metal or like alternative or like punk or like all of these things, and we were like struggling like, oh, where do we fit? And then eventually we got tired and we were just like, fuck it, let's just play what we like. And that's our sound. Like our sound, I think is like very distinct from like most bands in general, because it's just like, it's a mixture of like what I like, what David likes, what Gage likes, and what Harley wants.
Mm-hmm.
True, yeah. There's a lot of jamming involved, and like the creative process usually ends up being like meeting at a certain time and just improvising in one part of the meeting, and the other part is like rehearsing songs we already have down completely.
Like all these songs, were they like rehearsed, or they were just like stuff you were just jamming?
Some of it was jams, some of it was stuff we have. Yeah.
Oh damn! So like,
It's just part of what we do all the time, you know.
Yeah, we like to jam all the time, and like at first that's what kept us from like playing shows and stuff, because we like to jam and we wanted to keep that jam thing.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to jam, and like Harley was a classmate of ours, and so we just went out one day and we're like, hey, I was just talking about the band, and we're like, yeah, we just want to jam, and we want a singer that can like, you can jam. And he's like, I can jam, right?
I love to improvise. That's always been my thing, you know. So, yeah.
how did it go from jamming out together to like having your first show? Because was your first show the Salsa one or no? Or did you have other shows before that one?
I think that was our first band, like because we had shows before as a 3-piece,
Like instrumental kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have a
Oh,
singer. And then we met Harley, and I think our debut show, like us, a 4-piece, was at their Todd house.
It was Bummer Shed.
Oh really?
Remember Bummer
yeah,
Shed? It was a
Bummer Shed
Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that was just covers. But I think what makes our shows different from like most shows is that we improvise a lot. Like, it's not like we improvise like a little bit. No, like we improvise like whole songs. We improvise for like this last show at the Bridge. Like we improvise a lot. And like we want to bring that to other people because they like it, you know.
How did you guys land on that? Like instead of like doing like regular songs, you guys want to improvise throughout your set?
So I think it's like a real big jazz idea to have just certain sections. Like usually when the bridge comes along, it's like a particular idea for most songs. I think with us, we leave that up to interpretation whenever we have it in the moment. Because like a lot of times a big part of like performing in front of people is like feeling and reading the room, you know? And so to leave up interpretation like that and like have whole improvised sections is like a good way to make it more dynamic for the audience and the listener.
Damn, that's pretty cool because something that at least I gone through this where like sometimes you see a band over and over again that you kind of like, oh, you get kind of not necessarily tired of it, but like you kind of know what to expect. And the fact that you guys keep it fresh every single time, it makes people want to keep coming to watch you guys.
Yeah, I think that was my mindset when we first started improvising. It was like, like I would go to shows here in the Valley, and then I would, you know, I think one of the issues with the music scene is like it's the same bands, and once you see the same bands, you kind of see the same songs, and it's just a little repetitive. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like I want to bring something new, and so we just jam, and I think improvising is like one of I think the biggest takeaway from our show is that we can just like go with the flow. And like, I don't know, like it touches on our inspirations. Like I like Led Zeppelin. I know Harley likes Led Zeppelin and David too. And it's just like what they do is like they improvise, you know, like it's the same thing like with our shows. Like if you go to one of our shows and we play the same set list, you're going to get a completely different experience because we improvise so much, you know?
Yeah, it's really never the same show twice, you know?
Talking on that, what are your musical backgrounds, each of you? Like, what led you to play your instrument, and like, how did it land on the style specifically?
You want to start, Harley?
Yeah. So, I was in choir for most of my school years, and that's how I learned how to sing. And then when I graduated from high school, I started jamming with some friends, and I would play bass and sing. and it was a couple of my friends on guitar, that kind of thing, and we learned how to jam together. We learned how to just feel out that groove and that vibe and that energy together. And, you know, I learned how to just kind of make up. I learned how to feel out and hear things, you know, and just kind of make up a melody on the spot, some lyrics on the spot. And that was kind of the perfect background for joining up with these guys.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I guess for me, my life has always been full of music. I took choir. I learned piano. Eventually went into some like guitar, like open chord stuff, and I really landed on drums when I got to high school. They had like a jazz band there, so I learned how to play the set there. And we actually went to performance. It was Vanguard Academy, and they had like done a small jazz band group performance thing. And we had gotten some first places there, so I knew I was like contributing to that in a way, you know. Then I tried church out, and then I for drums. And when I got to college, I ended up meeting some people that were into music, and I told them about like what I can do. I was recommended by one of my friends who was looking for a band, and it was Strangelite. So we formed Strangelite in like 2017, 2018. Like right when I was like doing college and stuff. And then since then I was like recommended to another group, which was Gusto Gusto, and I've been their drummer. And then I found these guys after I had like moved around and came back. And at the Bummershed concert now I'm here with Guilty Pleasure. And it's just been a crazy ride with music for me. So yeah.
Oh, well, I was raised around music a lot. My parents put my brother and me in piano lessons since we were kids, and we played a lot of piano. But when I was a teenager, I heard Back in Black, and I was like, I want to play that shit. I wanted to play Back in Black, and I told my mom, like, I want to play this shit. So she takes me to the Guitar Center and she buys me an acoustic guitar, and I'm like, Mom, that's not Back in Black. But I just played around with it throughout high school, and my first year in college I did music, but in like a keyboard. In keyboards, not in fucking guitar. But then coronavirus happened, and I had a lot of time, so I just played all the time. And so we started playing, and I don't know, I liked a lot of funky shit, hard shit, whatever. If it's good, I like it. But yeah, and then we just met up and we just jammed.
Yeah, I mean, for me it was like I always try to play guitar, but I would never practice. Like I was very like undisciplined as a teenager, and so when COVID happened, I was like, I had like so much free time that I was just like, I want to play something. And then I met up with David, and he was like, we used to play guitar together, and then we were like, we should get a bassist. And then I just got a bass that I had laying around, and I just started playing, and then from that it was just like writing songs was really hard. Like writing choruses, writing verses. So instead of that, we would just improvise to songs that we liked. Like we would play fucking Led Zeppelin or like Guns N' Roses or like I don't know, like Santana or Jimi Hendrix. And then from rehearsing those songs, it went to like improvise with David. And then we met Gage, and so what makes it improvising cool is not, I don't think it's just like you need to know the other person, and that's how you improvise. Like, you know, I can really get in check with Gage and follow what he's doing, and that's kind of what we do. And with David, the same thing. Like, I just need to listen what he's playing, and I'm like, okay, I could do that. Or with Harley is the same thing. Like the kind of music that we do represents like the kind of connection that we have over time, you know.
There's a kind of chemistry to it that can't be faked. That's the thing that always kind of wowed me about jamming with people, and for me that's my, I think for all of us, it's kind of our favorite like music experience, jamming with others. But you either kind of have that ability to do it with someone, or you don't. And you know, and there's experiences where it's kind of mixed, and it's like, I don't know if there was a chemistry there, but very often, like when it's good, you can tell. And it really kind of, especially if you cultivate it and hone it, it really comes to show. Totally, yeah.
How do you find that chemistry? Like, how do you know like it's perfect, like to make a band?
It's definitely in trying it out. There's no other way besides jamming with another person to tell. I don't think I bet you could even have people who have really bad clashes in personality who can only communicate through music. You know, I know that's a pretty famous thing in bands.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah.
So yeah, the only way to know is to be in the situation, to really feel it out. No.
Yeah, I find that interesting because I mean, like I'm not really a musician, so I'm like I'm just learning this through like secondhand experience through your guys' eyes. So I'm like,
okay, I see.
yeah, because like I did play a little bit of music, but I was mostly like in high school with a marching band.
Yeah.
So my background was like in I started off with guitar, but I couldn't pick it up, so I landed with a bass drum, and then like for my last 2 years I was on keyboard. So yeah, so I'm like I never been in a band, so like when it comes to like a 4-piece band or whatever, but like marching band's a little bit different because it's everybody in conjunction, which is it's not the same thing. Yeah, it's not the same thing. When it comes to the chemistry though, like how did you know you guys were like the ones? Like each of you like actually fit in together and it was like perfect.
Like the ones like the band members.
Yeah.
It really just comes down to like the routine. Like if you like hanging out with each other without having to play music at all, then that's pretty good. That's a good sign, you know.
Yeah.
We do that sometimes every now and then, and that's great, you know.
Yeah, we'll play Mario Kart, drink beer.
Drink a lot of beer.
Yes.
Get very high to get very drunk and then just watch Futurama.
Aren't they like rebooting that show right now or something?
Yeah, exactly. So
that's awesome. That's a good ass show.
we watch South Park. We watch like a lot of shit. But it's just like for me, it's like I look forward to like it's we were in a really good streak of making songs recently, and so it's like the song comes together nice because like I have an idea. And then Harley has an idea, and then Gage has an idea, and then David has an idea, and we kind of just mash it all together, and it forms a song. You know, like right now we were jamming, and you heard it.
Yeah,
like,
it was really good.
Like it sounded like a song, not because like in my mind I wasn't like, oh, this is a chorus or this is a verse. Not. I was just like
we're all able to like fluently speak the language and we understand each other. It kind of just happens like as it goes, you know.
Yeah, and that's I think that's how you know that you have a band, because if not, well, you don't have a band. You just Like I think that chemistry, that work mode is really what does it, you know.
And when we write songs, like I feel we all know exactly what to contribute. Whenever someone brings something like to the table, we all kind of like really know what it needs, and it feels right, you know. And that shit can't be faked.
No, it can't.
It can't be faked.
And I suppose it's in that we would know who of us was really the member of the band. It's this idea that there was something to contribute that only each of us could have contributed at that moment to that particular thing, you know. Yeah.
Oh damn. Okay, now I'm understanding.
Yeah.
So like when it comes to like your songwriting process, how does that handle? Because you say you improvise, but like how do you figure out what eventually becomes a song?
Well, so there's a certain sound to songs. There's like a progression to it, right? And so if we're able to like have like an idea that kind of is like well thought out and it goes all the way through, then that seems to be something that's really solid. And if it's repeatable, then it's already a song, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so like, and the improvisation isn't necessarily random. It's always like inspired by each other. Like one person has a part, and it's like, okay, well that sounds like it could be going like this on my end, you know. And it's like, okay, well that works, you know. So we'll keep that. What about you, you know?
Yeah, it's a lot of dialogue. Like, how does this sound, right? And it could like Gage could be like I could play something, and then Gage is like, oh, that sounds like a verse. Or like David can play a lead, and then he's like, oh, that's a chorus, or like.
But we never write the bridge, you know.
Yeah.
Literally, that's the jam, you know.
That's the magic.
So like you can't finish it because the writing process itself happening live is like the best part, I think, you know.
Yeah, I think that's the most difficult part for us, like writing the music. Like in paper, we just kind of feel it, and that's how we play shows. Like we don't even, most of the time we just play, right, and then what goes, you know.
How did you guys land on the name Guilty Pleasure? That's what I'm curious about too.
Well, it was a choice of like other names too. What was a couple of other ones?
I don't even remember.
It was Bad Faith.
Oh yeah, Bad Faith.
Oh, Bad Faith, yeah.
And then there was other stuff. But dude, like for the longest time, we were just a jamming band. Like we would just get together and play. We never actually faced like being outside, like playing music. So the name is very recent, but.
I think we got the name at a Bummer Shed show too, because we did Jimi Hendrix with like our old drummer. It was a 3-piece, and that night we didn't have an Instagram page. That the night we performed, we had no Instagram page.
Oh,
so like I
man.
remember like right before on the stage, I was like, oh shit, we should have an Instagram page.
Mhm.
So I made it right before we played, like, and I was just like, what? I remember I told this guy like, hey, what do I call it? Because we already had discussed guilty pleasure, and I was like, how do we put the Instagram username or whatever?
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
put like the real guilty pleasure, like real Donald Trump. I was like, okay. So I put the real guilty pleasure, and it just
Yeah,
It's stuck.
we
I just
got
want to
that.
say we do not endorse anything related to Donald Trump. It was just funny, the name,
Yeah. Like,
before we get canceled.
Nah, he'll be fine.
And so that was just the name. And for a while we thought about Bad Faith because
We read it on a book.
we read it
In the
like in a book. Yeah.
And how did you switch over from just being a jamming band to eventually like performing? Like, what made you guys want to change that?
We wanted to perform since forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to get gigs. Like, I think as a coming band, like as a new band, because we don't know anybody. We were just like guys playing music. It's like we didn't like have a lot of connections, so we were stuck in here for like the longest time. And then our buddy Eric and Amy and Oliver from Bummer Shit, they were like, hey, I remember we were in class, and then Amy calls me and she's like, one of the bands for Halloween show dropped. Like, can you fill in? The show is tomorrow. And so we're like, oh shit, we gotta play. We got a show. Can we do it tomorrow? It was like a Friday coming to a Saturday, and we're like, yeah, sure. Like, let's do it. And then from there, plus
we practiced all day Saturday,
Yeah,
like
all
all
day.
day.
That was an all day. Luckily, I was off work, you know.
yeah.
What songs did you guys cover? Because that was for the Halloween show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did a mixture because we had like one day to.
We
perform.
did.
We had Zeppelin.
Yeah. Okay. We did Whole Lot of Love,
Whole Lot of
right?
Love,
That was
yeah.
the Led Zeppelin
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay. We did Whole Lot of Love.
It was.
We did Give It Away,
Give It Away.
right? The Rage Against the Machine one.
You did a Hendrix
Killing in the
song too, I
Name.
think.
Yeah.
Hendrix.
Did we do
Hendrix. We didn't do Hendrix that
It was
night.
Hey Joe, I think. Yeah, we did. 'Cause
I
it
saw
was
it on your Instagram. I think it was Hey Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was Hey Joe.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Are you sure?
Maybe.
I don't think
on
so.
your
I don't
Instagram.
think so.
It's on your Instagram.
Yeah, but that was
Well,
me.
that was
That,
our
that was
Okay.
from my 3 piece
Okay,
era.
okay.
But I think we did. I don't know. But it was just a bunch of songs, and then from there we had a period of no shows for like months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after begging the Sauce guys like, can we play a show, please? They
Yeah.
put us in one, and we play at the Sauce House. And then we had another period of no shows, and I got tired. I was like, dude, I want to play songs. Like, we have shit. Like, we want to perform. And so I just texted like a bunch of people, like, please give me a show. Like, please, I'm begging you. And then we got shows. Like, we got this one with Sauce House.
Mhm.
We have another one in Harlingen, and you know, it's building up. But it was really hard, I think, like, for us to get shows.
Yeah, the initial traction is always the hardest part.
I think it's very discouraging because it's like I don't know, it's just hard to just be here and like have so much music that we want to show people, and then like not finding places.
We also don't have recorded music, so
That's
that's,
probably what
like
makes it harder, yeah,
that
like,
makes
what
it
can you
so
show
hard.
them?
Yeah, and so
You should like record your jamming sessions.
Yeah, but it's like a cycle. It's like nobody wants to record us because we don't have money and we don't have stuff. And we don't have connections because we can't play shows, and then because of that we can't get shows, and so it's just like poop. And then our friend from Sauce House, Carlos, he was like, I'd record your shit, like, I'll
Yeah.
help you. And
Damn, it's
Cool.
badass.
so we were just waiting on that, and hopefully we release stuff soon, you
Mhm.
know. But I think it's definitely very hard to like coming to the scene without knowing anybody.
Yeah, it's very
and
difficult.
then having to like build everything from the ground up. Like, we were playing together since October last year, I
Mhm.
think, and we have just a couple of shows, but hopefully we get more, you know.
No, yeah, I definitely feel that because like even with me, like when I started getting into the scene, like I had no connections with anybody at all. So like starting off, it was kind of hard getting getting interviews because like you're going to some random person's coming to your house with a camera and like
Yeah, it's cool. You're a random,
Yeah.
you're a cool random person.
yeah, like some random person. So like even that, like it's hard getting that initial traction. But like once you get it, it's easier to like. The first 10 shows probably be the hardest, but then like once you're going to your 20 shows, 30 shows, it'll be
Yeah,
easier.
like it's become like I manage the account. Me and David manage the Instagram. But now it's coming that like people invite us to shows and like they ask for a rate. I'm like, a rate is like nothing. Like
Beer money.
we don't like we haven't even got to there of like getting beer. We just play like most of our shows we play for free for $40, and it's like, wow. Like I just want to play music.
No, but you should definitely ask money for so you can like start upgrading your equipment, recording music, and it'll help you guys out.
We don't have a PA.
Oh yeah, literally.
Well, we had a PA and then it broke, so we need to buy another one. But we don't have money yet.
If you're selling a PA, hook us up. Come
Yeah.
on.
If you have shows, hook us up right now.
Yeah, guilty pleasure. We need gigs.
The real guilty
The real
pleasure.
guilty
The
pleasure.
real guilty pleasure. No, I'm pretty sure you guys will get more shows because I love your style. Because, like, I'm not like not to offend, like not to go after the scene or anything like that, but like sometimes I get like there's like an oversaturation of like really really hardcore music. So like it's easy to like see that, but then like if you want to see something different, like something lighter, I guess, like you guys, I guess, it becomes more difficult because every promoter's trying to get those hardcore shows. So like it leaves out like all the alternative rock, like the indie music and all that stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like promoters like a lot of the scene is connection based. So you have people throwing shows and they invite the same bands over and over and over, and it's not even about hardcore. Like I think it's like bands like Xylem, like Principium, like. There's just so many bands that you can invite, and sadly like a lot of people just repeat shows, and it's like difficult, you know.
Yeah.
We've been fortunate that we have a couple of friends like the guys from Noise Complaint, like the Blow Up Dolls that,
Nice Company. Yeah, those guys.
yeah, those guys are cool, and they just help us, you know, get shows, get stuff, like, you know, mix it around, you know?
Yeah.
But it's hard, I think, being a coming band. And especially because we have a different sound, like as you said, like we don't really fit into like alternative, or like we don't really fit into like hip hop, or we don't really fit into hardcore.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, we're just kind of there, like,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like the guilty pleasure experience is like you have to see it live, like you you have to see it. Like we can't just tell you like, oh yeah, we play funk rock, improvised, psychedelic, jazz inspired.
yeah, exactly.
Sounds like a marketing issue. Like you guys need to fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think once we get recording like our music, that's gonna be better.
No, definitely. Like that's the one thing I'll tell like upcoming bands, like really focus on connections, because if you don't have that, it's gonna make it much more difficult. And that applies to everything. Like even in college, like I know the big thing that they push is like to get your degree, but like it's more about the connections you make while you're here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, nepotism for the win.
Yeah, that's a game.
I think what's cool about the scene, and Gage kind of mentioned it before, is like everybody's so nice, like everybody's very receptive, so it's just
so
like
true. This community down here for music is just so awesome. Like it is very tight knit. It is also like really leaning towards like metal and like hard rock and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, which
it's
is
very
awesome,
good stuff.
yeah.
Everyone like knows what they like, and it's like all like very cohesive and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But all very friendly people too. Everybody is like here to help each other out. We
Oh,
just
yeah.
need to reach out, you know.
yeah, I definitely think that like the guys from Noise Complaint, David from Lunar Horde,
Absolutely,
yeah, super cool guys. You know, the guys from Inconvenient Truth, well, very nice,
Martin
tremendous
and T-Bone.
people. Yeah, the Blow Up Doll, Jasmine, our neighbor, because she lives right there, and so it's fun. Like we have a lot of friends. It's just getting shows, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And you said you've been in other music scenes, or like when you're comparing it, or no?
I mean, so when you play different genres of music, like from different bands, like Gusto Gusto's like kind of like this 80s funky rock, disco, kind of like the Smiths or the Killers or something like that, you know. You get a lot of different like invitations to go to play shows than other places similar to like Sauce House and stuff. Like playing at like music festivals where there's going to be families and stuff like that, right? I don't think that would be like necessarily something that the city of McAllen would reach out and ask you to play like Disease Freak, you know. No, there's a place for them, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the guy from Disease Freak, really cool guy, tremendous guy, one of the best guys.
Yeah, because I know
he makes Sauce House. It's insane.
Yeah, it's his sauce that made the house.
So true.
Yeah, because I think Gusto was at Mexland, I believe, which was like yeah. Damn, yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to get into Mexland. Hopefully,
The dream.
the dream. I just want to play more shows, dude. That's it. That's a dream right there.
Considering your music, it's not like like how you're saying, like not too offensive or anything like that. I think you can honestly do like a bunch of like the pop-up markets and a bunch of like the food truck places.
Yeah.
Because they would really love like your covers, the ones you've been doing. Those would like really, really, really help you out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that because sometimes it gets weird. Sometimes it gets too funky. Sometimes it gets too psychedelic.
Yeah, that's our thing. You know,
Yeah.
certain gigs just aren't really for us because of our whole thing. You know.
What would be your thing?
So that's one of those things that comes down to seeing us live. It's why we can't just tell people, oh, we sound like this. You know,
okay.
it's.
Dang.
I think it really like. I guess a fuller name or a more accurate name would be like the guilty pleasure experience, because you have to experience it. Like, there's nothing else than that.
Mhm.
And the thing about our sound is that we're constantly trying to like get it like more pure, I guess. Like we all have these influences that we just bring to the table, and it's like if you really listen to us, you'll be like, okay, I hear this guy, I hear that guy, you know. And we play for each other mostly. Like I know that like if I play this, Bruno won't like. It's not like this thing, right? So I gotta play a little to Bruno, and then the same thing with Gage and Harley. So we just all like create this whole thing.
A lot of talking
Yeah.
back and forth musically wise.
Yes.
Like I said, all speaking a language, you know.
Yeah, so I think in that regard, like our audience would just be people who want to listen to cool music, like different music, you know, like because again, like I don't think we fit into any particular like one thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Where do you think you would fit in?
I think we'll.
Idealistically.
I think musically to like bands that are like also fluid like that, like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think that's one.
Yeah,
you know,
alternative rock, hard rock.
yeah, like there's bands that refuse to be like defined by one thing. You know.
Yeah, because usually like when it comes to like a promoter, you kind of have to figure out like, okay, what vibe does this band have, and where kind of like I fit them in. So I'm just trying to figure out like to help you guys out with that, because it's a little bit more different from what most other bands do. Which again, it comes with the advantage that you guys are a different experience, but it also comes with like, okay, where do we put them? That's
exactly.
the constant conflicts.
Yeah, I think it's just like lots of funk, lots of.
Oh, it's definitely funky a lot of the time.
Yeah. And so like, what actually made you guys want to land on your instrument specifically? Because you guys mentioned like choir, church, and other stuff. Like, how did you eventually land on it?
So it seems like most of us play a few things here, right? But we do definitely have the role that we play in this group. For me, it was the case that they already had a bassist, and they needed a singer. I can do.
That's the first time I've seen a band need a singer, not a drummer or bassist.
Yeah, right. And it's like, no, they these guys. Oh, that amazed me when I came to this group, because my old groups didn't. We I was the bassist, right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
But the drummer, we never had a drummer. Are you kidding, dude? Ah, man. So we already had a drummer and a bassist, so I could be free to just sing. Oh my god. So that's how it happened for me.
I think that was the blessing that Gage was like, I play drums, and I'm like said like, dibs.
Yeah, because the amount of people like bands looking for drummers and bassists right now, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Man, like I'm really happy you guys found each other, because again, like people sometimes mention to me like, hey, like can you help me find a drummer? Can you help me find a bassist? I'm like, everybody's looking for each other, and
Yeah, definitely. And it's just like we just want to come together and play music for different people. You know, like the dream, I guess, is like just get out of the valley. Like we're working class. Like we get most of us have like 9-to-5 jobs, so it's like we can do music only outside. But I think the dream is like do music, not full time maybe, but like more music. You know, like I just wish we had like a little bit more stability for music to flourish. You know.
yeah. What would be your goals with the band?
I think the goal, short term, just play more shows. Like June is stacked with Guilty Pleasure shows, which is awesome for the first time ever. And we want to record our music, get more people to like talk to us, tell us like how it went, like what do they like, what do they not like, And in the long term, I guess, like, I don't know, release an album, I guess.
Release an album, go on tour, that
Play
kind of thing.
Wimberley,
Yeah,
Texas.
play in Wimberley. Play all over Texas to start, then maybe a few other places, that kind of thing. I think playing not like shows that are too much bigger than the ones that we've been doing, but shows that are a little bigger than the ones that we've been doing, and like just recording music to release, that kind of thing. You know.
Definitely.
Yeah, like I think my biggest inspiration right now is the Blow Up Dolls, because like my neighbor plays with them. She's Jasmine, and so I really saw them like go from this like relatively small band to like play in San Antonio and play in Austin. I think that's the dream for now. Like just go to different areas so their rally. Like right now we're Edinburgh, McAllen located. We have a show in Harlingen Saturday, so that's gonna be cool. Like we get to hang out with the Harlingen people. We're gonna get we hope to get shows in Brownsville and Laredo. Like we're down to go anywhere. We want to go to fucking Wimberley, Texas.
What is that place? I'm not aware of it.
It's a really good tight knit community. Yeah, it's nice.
It's a town in the middle of the forest.
Yeah.
Oh, for reals?
Yeah, it's like between San Marcos and Austin.
How did you guys find out about that place? 'Cause, like,
I have family there.
Oh, okay. Is there like something special about that place that like for music or?
Oh yeah, it actually is a super musically diverse place. In fact, a lot of like more famous musicians like kind of like live out there to live like the secluded life, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Paul Simon, folks like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, no, there's like a few folks like I couldn't name them all right, but there's like a few folks out there.
Which like the standout ones?
What's up?
Who like are there standouts of those like the community?
Paul Simon.
Paul
Oh, Willie
yeah,
Nelson?
that's I'm trying to remember. There's this Ray Wiley Hubbard, right? Is that his name?
I have no idea.
One of the more famous country singers. There's a few.
Okay.
There's a big like country presence there. Nice folk presence,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
I think it would be cool to play in Austin. It's a cool city, and like again, like we have a different sound, so I think like they would appreciate that.
Yeah, I think you guys would like fit in Austin. That
Yeah,
would
like
make the
I
dream.
think the Valley's very receptive to it, but again, like there's a lot of hardcore, so like people sometimes during our shows are like expecting hardcore, and there's a bunch of punk kids, which is awesome. Like we love them, man. But it's like they're like, do I like this? You know, like do I vibe with this?
I think we want to be able to have like enough songs so that we can comfortably fit into different sorts of environments, you know.
Yeah.
Like when we were jamming earlier, that was kind of a little more the harder range of our sound versus a softer, more tender kind of range that we also have. And at like a punk show, it like Bruno said, you know,
Yeah,
we have some very sweet songs, you know, and it's like.
I think what that's cool about this band in general, like if we want to make a chill song, we could be like, okay, let's do it. And if we want to make a punk like Green Day song, we can do it. Or if we want to do like a more like Tool, we can do it. You know, it's cool that we have this range of like music. You know,
As of now, what songs do you have like written down already and like ready to go?
Solidly what? 7?
Yeah.
7 songs?
yeah, I think our best one is Pink Lemonade. That's
Pink Lemonade takes the cake.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I think
What makes
that's
it so
my
great?
favorite. You know, it's so like complete. It's so like there. Like the idea is so well fleshed out. So it has this beginning portion to it, right? And it's a whole song right there.
Yeah.
There is a whole song. You know, you got your verses, you got your chorus. It has a guitar solo. That one of my favorite guitar solos ever, I have to say. You know, and then it kind of goes back into its groove, right? But it misleads you. It's not gonna go just anywhere.
And I think lyrically is cool. Can you explain why? What's Pink Lemonade about, Harley? You that wrote it. We wrote it together, I guess.
Yeah. You know, the suggestion actually came from Bruno. Bruno was like, "Hey, do something with the word pink lemonade." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I can do that." I was trying to figure out what it was about. I remember when it was because this is how this one came about. David had been playing the riff, and we were kind of jamming with that, and it kind of reminded me of like walking in a desert or something. And I was like I kind of got like imagery of like wanting water and not being able to do anything about being in this desert, you know. And then I thought about how like we often tend to put ourselves in our own deserts with our own choices, you know, with our addictions and things like that. The way that we will choose certain aspects of things that are kind of bad for us that ultimately even hinder the things that we like in life, you know?
Even though they look good.
Even though they look good. And so that's kind of the central image there. It's like pink lemonade versus something like water.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know?
And like you had the Smirnoff drink. Smirnoff sponsor us.
Yeah.
You have the pink lemonade, and it's alcohol. It's a shit ton of sugar.
Yeah.
And a shit ton of like things that are bad for you, and you're like, yeah, like give me that.
Naturally, I drink it at every show when I'm
Yeah,
singing the
exactly.
song, right? I'll grow to associate it, I bet.
Yeah.
The twist at the end of the song.
Yes, that's the best part. It goes into one of the heaviest, just loveliest fucking riffs and just breakdowns that I've ever fucking experienced. It's awesome. And so we tear it down from there, you know, and it goes into this. From there, it gets broken down even further into this little chaotic bit. Da-na-na-na-na-na, you know, it's awesome. And then we kind of climax it, and then we bring it right back home.
Yeah, I think that's cool. That it, like when we were writing it, I was thinking about like Pixies. I was thinking about Nirvana. This kind of bands that like they do quiet parts, then do loud, then do quiet again. That's kind of that song in particular.
Yeah.
It's a very like contrast based song, you know.
Damn. Are you a storyteller out of curiosity? Because you like have all these motions and like way of talking.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's why he's so good in Guilty Pleasure. He just tells the
That's
story.
why he's the wizard. He's the wizard.
Yeah, it is. I'm like, damn. What's your actual like background?
I studied English for a while. Now I'm studying philosophy.
Oh,
I just
okay.
really like getting into like whatever's going on here, you know, and trying to figure it out for myself, you know.
Yeah. What about each of you guys? Like, what are your backgrounds besides music? Like, what else do you guys do?
Gage drinker.
Well, I'm really into like I'm like a tech geek, I guess. People would say I'm pretty logical, I suppose. I've always been surrounded by computers and stuff like that. I think my dad like he introduced me to pirating stuff, and so like I had like Ableton, I had like other things like that when I was a kid. I had like Audacity to record stuff. You know, I was given like a piano at a young age, so I automatically it was just like a hand in hand like making music type of deal. But yeah, computers mostly. I think I'm gonna be going into computer science through college and stuff like that.
Oh, it's badass.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I graduated from UTRGV in December. Yeah, thanks. Was it December?
Yeah, December last year.
Okay, yeah, December last year, and I graduated with political science, and ever since then I've been working at a law office, at a divorce attorney's office, bro. It's the worst. Juan Ramos Law Group. Juan Ramos Law Group.
How's it working there at an office?
Bro, I started in January, and everybody was calling into the office, like all the clients, and they were pissed as fuck, cause like for whatever reason, because they're going through a divorce, you know, they're gonna be pissed. But they were pissed that, I didn't get to see their kids. She called the cops on me. She sent me a.
She beat me up.
Shit like that. Like it was just yes, and I'm just there like, what the fuck? And it was like really bad. And now it's like it's chill, but it's like.
Wait, is this a
Isn't
seasonal
bad.
thing? Do you think that there's like
Yes, I definitely think it's seasonal. Like,
The holidays, because you said December, January,
Yes.
December. That's all the holidays.
and right now it's summer vacation. It's like, oh no.
there's no way anyone's gonna get divorced on summer vacation?
No,
No,
you-
but like they're
you-
going through the divorce.
You'd be surprised because
so
like
bad.
summer is like the era where like kids are fighting, like parents are fighting, like, oh, does the kid go with me or with you? And they're like, you're like, my husband is terrible. He took the kid away and whatever. And it's like, whoa, because I also work at the law firm, and it's
Oh, you
like,
too?
yeah, I do
Oh,
work,
shit.
and it is this kind of thing like, at least in our work, it's like fucking terrible. Like we have to hear this shit all day, and then we get paid $9 the hour, and it's like. We don't want
It's
to.
not worth the $9.
We don't.
Like,
Like we don't want to be there, and then we come.
I thought you guys would get paid more.
Yeah.
the what?
I can't believe that either. 9 for
Bro.
that?
'Cause
Yeah,
like, when I
dude.
worked at Home Depot, I was getting paid like 12, I think.
Number, bro.
I wish.
Pinche dog cat. Like, it's just so bad.
Yeah.
You guys
And
are like, hey, give us more.
I wish.
Crazy.
Kick us some of the child support money.
Oh, we get fired. But it,
I don't want to say too much.
No,
Because it takes one thing, and I'm letting it out. Like, fuck this guy. Fuck that.
yeah. But I think it's the same thing. Like with music, is like we wanna. like once we're out of the work, we want to do music, and we put a lot of like our lives in our music. You know, like that's the one thing that we want to do. Like we want to. I think the dream is like get out of the job and just do music full time. You know, like be able.
That's the dream.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's what I felt when last week or whenever it was, Bruno and myself, we went and saw the Chili Peppers, the Strokes, Thundercat.
For reals?
Oh, it was an incredible concert, just incredible. Well, one of the things that just I kept really standing out to me, like this is what these guys do. This is what they do. This is their life. That's pretty awesome. You know, that's pretty fucking cool, man. Can you imagine just going around and performing to people, and that's your gig. That's your station in life. That's what you're doing. I was pretty inspired myself.
Yeah. Damn. Where was that at?
San Antonio,
Yeah.
the Alamo Dome.
Yeah, exactly.
The football thing. But I think it was very illuminating in the fact that like we're just working class guys and we just want to play music. Like that's all we want. Like we don't want to be famous. We don't want to make like a shit ton of money. We just want to play music. Like maybe on the weekends or maybe, you know, every once in a while. I think like it's been very hard in the sense that like we work and like we have to pay bills and we have to do all of this and
then balance also your musical career.
Yeah, exactly. But you know we do it every day because it's worth it. You know.
What advice would you guys give like younger bands that are trying to become a band, because you guys already passed that stage? Because again, not everybody gets to the point of making a band. Like some people just break apart or it doesn't work out. What advice would you guys give them?
Just play.
Yeah, just play and make music with your friends.
Yeah.
Write complete songs. Have like a passion for just like having like an idea. Just like, what if we wrote a song about like a dinosaur, and the dinosaur is like living in a world where he survives the meteor storm that killed all the dinosaurs. I don't know. Just have an idea, go with it, and love writing music. You know,
Yeah, or
it's
like
really good.
Or like Harley is like we were thinking about Thunder the Ape, which is a fucking thing that he made up in high school, and it's like, okay, now that's a song, like let's do it. Or like Pink Lemonade, or like Pineapples, or I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what other songs do you have? Because you said you had Pink Lemonade. That's like the top one. What's the second one?
What would you guys say the second one?
Not Monterrey.
Not Monterrey.
I think Fuck That Cup is a pretty big.
Fuck That Cup is a
pretty
strong
big.
second. I was almost going to say the
That's
Fox,
what-
but yeah.
I
Fuck
wasn't
That
there
Cup.
when you guys made it, so please elaborate.
Yes.
Elaborate.
It was David was playing the riff,
Yeah,
and
I was just playing that
I
shit.
jumped on bass because I was like, I gotta. And the first time that we didn't, I couldn't quite figure out the bass line. It took me like a while, and towards the end, I finally kind of had it. So then it was another time that we were hanging out. The next time, the three of us were together. David started playing the riff. I hopped on with everyone was like, oh shit, this one. I hopped on with the bass line, Gage was on drums, and it just flowed right through us, and we just jammed with it. The fucking neighbors were complaining and shit, and then they never complain.
Yeah.
They never complain. But this one, for me, it was very powerful. It was very like well built, very well constructed. You know, just like we all of us were tuned into the same idea, whatever it was, whatever the central groove of that is. We were all tuned into it, and I think it was too powerful.
Yeah, we got a noise complaint.
Fuck that cup. What does that mean?
Dude, you're talking to the wrong guy.
What is that song about? Or
So it does have an interesting origin. Okay, so we had come up with that groove, right? And that was just kind of what it was. And I couldn't come up with like some vocals for this thing. I come up with the bass line, and I was like, man, I don't know what I would do. I don't know how I would possibly top that, you know? And a friend of ours, Mariana's her name. She has, you know, all kinds of dramas and things, right? And one of those was with a boy, right? And the dude, so I come over one day and she says, Harley, I have a quest for you. Find a place in one of the songs for Fuck That Cup. And I was like, bet.
It's a cup or a cup.
Both.
Elaborate.
Whatever you want.
It's whatever you want it to
Cup,
be, yeah.
You know, like you drink water out of it, it's a cup, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck that cup.
But also Fuck That Cop.
it's like a regret. Like you drank something and then you regret what happened afterwards or something.
Yeah.
That is a good.
Not
Yeah, that's good too. Yeah.
It's up to interpretation. It's funny because it's random. It's fuck that cup. Like, how do you even get to that point? You know.
Yeah.
But it
why I
sounds
hear it.
obviously like in this day and age, there's like a lot of like heat going around
Yeah.
with like police and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's a popular phrase to hear "fuck that cop," you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And it makes sense to hear that, but it's "fuck that cup," and it's a silly thing, you know.
Yeah, I think like when I came, I wasn't there. I think I was like at work or asleep or something, but I was not there. And then I came back and I was like, "Fuck that cup," and Harley was singing it. And then I was like, "Oh, that's a cool like anti-cop song. Like that's pretty cool, Harley. Like how do you come up with that?" And he's like, "Oh no, it's about a cup." And I'm like, what? Like it sounds the same. Like when you sing it, it sounds like cup. It's the same.
Yeah.
You know? So we thought it was kind of cool in the sense that it's kind of playful. Like it's not explicitly about something stupid, and it's not explicitly about something.
Yeah.
About
what
cops.
are some of the lyrics on that song?
The
So-
beginning phrase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ba-ba.
Fuck that cup. Fuck that cup. That cup in particular. Fuck that cup. Fuck that cup. And I just added this one and everything it stands for.
Yeah, so it's awesome because it goes like, "Oh, I don't like cops. I also don't like that cop." So it's
Yeah.
like it's amazing. You know, it's funny.
Damn.
And we talk about so I was like, okay, this is for I wanted to talk to my friend Mariana about the story. Like, give me some. Okay, let me flesh out this idea. This idea is great. I need more to build on. And so she gives me the background about the story with the guy, right? And it's like, okay, that gives me something. And she was like, also, I destroyed. She threw it was a mug. She threw it on the ground and broke it. And it was a sort of catharsis for her, It filled her with joy. And so that's the other central component. It's fuck that cup, and then the rest of it is kind of like working out this smashing it, this thing that you didn't like, and that fills you with joy. And what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah,
That kind of
Yeah.
thing.
I was just thinking about it like in the context of cops, the same thing, because I got the same vibe without thinking about a cop. I was thinking about a cop because I was just watching like Tupac, and I had
Yes, right,
I had, like,
right, yes.
I had like shit experience with the police recently, and it's like fuck them, like fuck those guys, right? And it's like it goes both ways, and that's kind of the neat part about this song and about our music in general, that it could go like many ways,
Damn, that's
You
beautiful.
know, on our first show, we actually when we played that song for the first time, we got a cup, and
That's right.
this guy had police stickers, and we just like we decorated the cup with police stickers, and at the show, there it is, there
Here it is.
It might be dirty.
yeah.
But this is
There it is, yeah.
Fuck that cup.
And we set it down on the ground at the show when we first played the song, and we all just like, fuck that cup,
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's just so silly,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. See, like, yeah. So for that kind of experience, you guys really do need to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like that wouldn't work like in a recording itself.
Yeah, if you can't visually see it.
It barely worked in person.
When you explain it, it sounds a little more grandiose than how it's
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
Did this guy who's singing just set his drink of water down? And like,
For real.
Yeah, but it's fun. I think that's the main takeaway. Like, it's fun. Like, I think what a lot of bands do is that they take themselves too seriously. Like, or like our songs are about sadness, or like our songs are about like the struggles of the human man, and our songs just like we just want to be fun, Like,
Yeah.
we just want to have fun. We just want people to listen.
it
Like
plays
maybe.
into the improvisation, Like, who cares? We're playing music.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the whole point of this whole thing. Like, it's just having fun, like between us and like between other people that like our music, or like you, or like any other people that like just can see us perform.
That gives me an idea. Sometimes people like say that certain bands are like a recording band where they only sound good like when they're recorded. Some bands are preferred to be like the live experience. Honestly, I think you guys would probably be perfect with music videos. Like, if you can incorporate all that fun you're talking about into a video,
So true.
I think you guys would be
True, so
perfect as a
true.
music video band where like you can show off this
We
all
could
these
do a
different ideas.
DIY thing.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we could spend some money onto it. I don't know if we would have to see what our resources look at.
Yeah.
We're looking at right now. You know,
Or like
that's
talk.
a good idea.
Yeah, or like just talk to people like who do recordings. Like
Yeah, because you're here at the
Yeah.
university. There's plenty of people looking for camera work and all that stuff. So I mean,
Oh, I think you're right. Video,
Yeah.
we'd be perfect for video.
I was looking at Lure Division, like that guy makes some badass like music
yeah.
videos, and I thought like I was like that's awesome because it's kind of DIY like.
and all it is like a VHS camera. It's
Yeah,
not even
exactly.
expensive. Like you could get it off eBay for like $50 or whatever.
Yeah, so that would be awesome, I think, for that kind of music or like.
Absolutely. The retro vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like the modern kind of retro vibe.
Yeah, exactly. That, and I just like that. Like I don't like overproduction. I just like raw. Like this is what we do. Like this is who we are. That kind of thing. Like we carry ourselves like pretty genuinely. Like we just saw it. Like we don't try to put up a show of ourselves. We just want to put up a show of what we are. You know.
Yeah.
You know, recently we went to the studio with our friend Carlos,
Mhm.
right? And you know, we've never been in the studio before. I think the age you have, right?
I mean, in the past, I've been in studios, yeah.
But like, well, yeah. Aside from the age, I don't think any one of us had ever been in the studio, and we
Mhm.
just we played through our songs and did some jams, and I was really impressed with how we just got it down like really quickly. Like
I was impressed, yeah. Of course, it was
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, we're tired, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at fucking like 10 p.m. like on a Monday or something, and we were just like we just come out of work, we're like tired, but we're like we
Yeah.
gotta go to make music. But I think like what David said is true, that like recording sounded cool because it was like captivating us, like how we are in real life. You know, it was just like that was cool, and I think our shows live are pretty cool in the sense that our music is like live. You know.
Mhm. Yeah, it's getting bad over there.
It's storming, dude.
Yeah, so like I'm making sure like the computer doesn't shut off because I'm like, damn.
Damn.
shit.
Yeah, it's been raining a lot lately. Like I hate it. Like every time there's like a show on the weekends, they got canceled or they got pushed over because of the rain.
Yeah, the bridge got canceled for like a week.
Yeah.
It got moved.
I mean, rightfully so. I mean, I saw the I didn't even know where I was going when I was going to the
Yeah.
show, but that was a tight show. That was awesome.
Mhm.
If it was
Yeah.
raining, it couldn't have worked.
I think the bridge show was probably one of our best. I don't know what you guys think, but
We'll talk about the show.
That was a memorable show.
Yeah, I'm not gonna forget that show. One, the location that
Yeah,
made it. You know,
exactly. Yeah.
It's awesome. The fact that they got like the permits to be able to go there, like the coordination to do it.
I don't think they got any
Yeah,
permits.
They don't
Or
need
is it
permits.
just that it's a public place?
I think it's
I think
a public
that-
place.
yeah, that was-
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Because they got
to me,
permits
it
for
sounded
the
really
alley
official.
the alley show they did, but like this one I think it was just like let's just do it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Which is why you say you're surprised the cops didn't
Yeah,
show
because
up, right?
they were posting about it like, hey, the cops come, just chill out, don't worry about it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think and we played Fuck That Cup.
Yeah,
You
We
know,
did,
we
right
did.
there.
We did all originals. We did all originals for this one and jams, and that was
Yeah.
that was that.
So true, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was a cool show because it was like very raw. Like there was no production. The PA was like a shitty speaker.
My
and it
favorite
was-
part was walking through the tall grass behind a bunch of concrete broken bricks. That's the best
Yeah.
part, you know.
I think that's what's cool about the valley, that you can have a show in the bridge and nobody would complain and people would actually show up. You know.
There was a great crowd. It was an awesome crowd.
Yeah.
One of our folks who was there was like, I think there may have been 50, 75 people there.
Oh shit.
Yes,
On a
There was
bridge.
shit
On a
ton.
bridge.
I don't think all of them were on the bridge. There were some people gathered around below, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
for the most part, yeah, that bridge was like shaking, you know.
Yeah, the bridge was cool.
Damn.
So tight. That was
Very
the thing.
tight.
Very
Yeah, because I was
claustrophobic.
looking at
I was
videos where like you guys were kind of, I'm not sure it was you like, or like someone was like in the middle of the bridge because I think the selling guys they were on the bottom. And then like they moved you guys, or I'm not sure like how it worked.
Yeah, we were at the opposite side of the bridge and people were just lined up like in
Okay.
front of us, like full
Yeah,
like sardines.
the whole
dude.
hallway.
Yeah, so we're
And there
on
was
one
people
end.
standing on the fucking bridge itself, like not on the bridge floor, but like in the bridge, like just hanging, like
Oh,
just taking
shit.
pictures because there was no space, you know. And it sounded like loud and fucking like
And only the best people who listen to this kind of music show up to these shows. That just shows the commitment that the
Yeah.
scene has to just
Oh,
like
yeah.
going over and like listening to this shit. You know, it's awesome.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like when it comes to these kind of shows, like when people show up to show, they really want to see you guys. Like they're not just there just because
yeah,
let's just do something. Like no, they're really passionate about music.
Yeah, and like we played with some sick bands, fucking Berserk and fucking Asylum.
Oh,
Great.
yeah. Oh, they were
Those
great.
guys
Great,
kick ass,
great
you know?
guys, dude.
Yeah.
Amazing. Or like some other people that we played, like Noise Complaint, Mantic
Mhm.
Mantis, fucking Quiet Ghost, those cool guys
Oh,
too.
we played with some great bands,
Yeah,
man.
we-
Oh, man. Oh,
They're
man.
cool. Or even fucking ska. We played with ska. We played with Inconvenient
yeah.
True one at Sauce House, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, and we just want to play with more people, you know. Like every time that we play is just like we meet new people, we make more friends, and that's all we want to do, you know.
Yeah, I think like moving forward, like you guys are gonna start getting more shows. Like there's no doubt about it. You guys are recording music. You're doing more shows. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then with this month, you said you're full of shows this month, right? With June,
For
sorry.
June, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a bunch
Yeah,
lined
we
up.
have
It's
a-
awesome.
June 3rd, so on Saturday, and then we have June 13th, the next Tuesday, and
Yeah, we have more shows lined up after
yeah,
that.
we have
Yeah.
one at the
Yeah.
dungeon.
I think, yeah. We'll
We're-
see.
We're playing the dungeon.
I think so.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah.
I was just there
Maybe.
last night watching the blow up dolls, man.
Yeah, they're
it was an
amazing.
amazing
yeah,
show.
yeah. It was
They had the
phenomenal.
strings, man. It was insane.
Yeah, Blow is also amazing.
Oh, I love them.
That venue's interesting because it's like a mix of like punk, but also like with BDSM, and it's like a weird. It's a weird.
Oh,
Oh, it's
yeah, the
weird.
dungeon,
It's very
yeah.
different.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
And
It's
it's
super
loud.
unique. It's like almost culture defining down here. Like in the immediate, you know, like how certain cities are known for certain bands.
Yeah.
Blow Up Dolls, McAllen. You know,
Yeah, Blow
like
Up
it's
Dolls
just
McAllen. Like McAllen is of the Blow Up Dolls, I think.
Yep.
We're just living.
They're great.
We're just inhabiting their.
Yeah, we're just in their
territory.
city. Yeah.
You know? We pay tribute to.
Yeah,
the
no,
Blow Up
honestly,
Dolls.
honestly.
But they're awesome people. I think like Alex, fucking Maya, Amy, and Jasmine. They're amazing
Mm.
people. They're great friends, and they always supported us, and we're very thankful. You know.
Yeah, I'm excited for you guys. Like honestly, like I could feel it. Like you guys have that chemistry. You have all this energy, and I just can't wait to see it on stage because again, I haven't been able to see you guys, but with these upcoming shows, for sure, I'll try to make it.
You're invited. You're formally invited to the Harlingen one.
All of our shows.
So
You're
all our
formally
shows.
invited
Yeah,
to
because
all
I
of
was
the
trying to
shows.
make it to the Glare show on a second, on Friday, but it's my sister's graduation, so I'm like, oh fuck.
Hey,
I missed
life
that
is
show.
happening. Life is happening.
Yeah,
always,
yeah.
You know?
But then you mentioned the third, so I think Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And like our music is like working class music. We don't want posh people. We just want like, you know, real human beings that listen to our music and are like, yeah, I like those guys. You know, that's what we want. No promoters, no fucking like billionaires. Nah, just music. You know.
Damn. No, yeah, it really shows, and I mean, I don't want to take up too much of your time, by the way, because I'm looking at the time. Wait, how much time do we have?
Yeah.
It's already 9:44. I'm not sure you guys have anything else.
I'm set for now. I'm
You're
okay.
good?
Yeah, me too.
Any
I'm good.
last remarks?
Do you have anything you want to ask still?
I think really like when it comes to bands, I don't like asking too much about like your music just because like I want to experience it first, especially with you guys. Because my typical process, like I listen to bands at a show and I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. I want to get them on. With you guys, it's been reversed where I'm meeting you for the first time here,
Yeah.
and now like I want to hear you. I actually want to hear your music. So the way you explain it's perfect.
We could just play right now.
can play right
we have
now.
4 mics, 4 amps.
Yeah, we're down.
We could just do that.
If
I don't know
you
if you're
want.
down.
Would you be down for
We
that?
can play
down.
for like 10 minutes. Like
Yeah,
we
or
wanna take
less.
it.
Doesn't matter.
Maybe we can come back and recap. Or
Yeah.
something.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.